Good evening. Thanks for joining me this Monday evening for yoga. And tonight we're going to use 2 blocks and a yoga strap, and described many times what you can use if you don't have those things on hand. You can use pillows from your couch, or maybe books if you'd like to bring the floor closer to you. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a necktie, a belt, even a beach towel would work. So we're going to go ahead and get started lying down on the back. And I want you to have your strap, necktie, whatever it is that you have handy where you can reach it. We're going to come to lie down. And once you get all the way down to the back, if it's more forgiving on your low back, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Otherwise, legs can be long. Rest your hands where they're comfortable. Begin to observe how you're breathing. Just notice your inhales, notice your exhales. If your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. And then begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow, steady inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air. And then open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. Good, do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, sigh it out. And then seal your lips, begin to inhale through the nose and out of the nose. There might be a slight constriction at the back of your throat. It'll sound like an ocean wave. And continue to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. And just notice how controlled breath feels. Notice the coolness of your breath when you inhale through your nose. The warmth of your breath as you exhale out of your nose. And if you find a good rhythm with this controlled breath, feel free to keep it the entire class, but you can always come back to natural and spontaneous breath as well. But breath awareness is definitely a key factor in any yoga class. So you just want to maintain awareness of your inhales and of your exhales as we begin to move and practice. Soften your muscles, the hinge of your jaw. Scan your body from head to toe. And just take note of any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore. Be mindful of those areas as we do our class. And then take one more deep breath in, fill up to the top. Stay for the exhale, sigh it out. Just go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, and it might feel nice to sway side to side here just to give your low back a little massage. You can also draw circles on the ceiling with your feet. Just take any movement here. Good. And then keep the right knee in, the left foot can come down. You're going to locate your strap, loop it around the ball of your right foot, and then extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. You want to try to walk your hands up the strap and straighten the arms best you can while still keeping shoulders pressed to the floor. So the shoulders want to lift. You want to give yourself a little slack on the strap or whatever prop you chose to use. And then as you curl your right toes towards your right knee, press your right heel up to the ceiling. Now, your leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight either. It might not look like this. It might look more like that. That's okay too. What we're working for is a stretch to the back of the leg. If you feel a stretch to the back of the leg, you're doing this correctly. Good. Now, maybe to deepen the sensation, if you haven't already, you can straighten the left leg long. If that's too much, you'll just rebend the left knee. And we'll just do a few more rounds of breath. So if you did extend the leg long, think about pressing the left heel forward as you continue to send the right heel up. Good. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, take the prop into your left hand, bring the right arm out to the side for support, and then start to move your right leg over to the left until your big toe crosses the midline of your body. Then you're going to stop. We're not twisting here. We're trying to target the outer hip. So you actually want to try to keep the right hip grounded to the floor. If it wants to lift up, take your right thumb and just press down into your right hip crease. Good. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, bring the leg back to center. Bring the strap into the right hand and start to move the leg over to the right. Good. This one, if you want to bring left arm out to the side for support, you can. You want to be really mindful when you move your leg this way. You'll start to feel a stretch to the inside of the leg, maybe your outer hip, just depending on where you're tight this evening. And remember, you can always rebend the left knee and bring the left foot flat if this is too much on your low back and your hips. Good. Come on back to center, and then we're going to take a half happy baby. So start to pull down on your strap until your right knee bends. Left knee can stay bent. Left leg can go long to deepen the sensation. All right, one more inhale. On the exhale, you can remove the strap. Let both legs go long. Then just take a few rounds of breath here. Let your body kind of absorb that. You might even begin to notice a difference, a subtle difference between the right and the left. And if you don't notice that, that's okay. We've still got another side to go. You'll bring both knees in. Take that movement if you'd like. I strongly recommend it because it really does just give your low back a nice release. Good. Keep left knee in, bring right foot down. Locate your strap, loop around the ball bone of your left foot. Extend the left leg up into the ceiling. Walk your hands up the strap, keep the shoulders grounded, and as you flex your left toes towards your left knee, can you also press the left heel up? And remember that your leg might not be perfectly straight. It might look more like that. That's okay. Now, the right knee can stay bent, or you can extend the right leg long just for more sensation. So remember that you stay with that breath, with the inhales and the exhales. Good. Take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, you'll take the strap into the right hand, left arm out to the side. Start to move the leg over to the left this time. So we're not taking a twist. We stop when the big toe crosses the midline of the body. And if the left hip wants to lift up, left thumb can press down into left hip crease. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring the leg through center, strap into the left hand, open up to the left. And this time you'll get that inner thigh stretch, maybe outer hip or a glute muscle stretch as well, just kind of depending on where you're feeling tight. Remember, you can always rebend your right knee and bring your right foot flat if having the right leg long is too intense on your low back and hips. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Start to pull down onto the prop until your left knee bends for half happy baby. Right leg long or right knee bent. You're going to choose what feels best on your body. All right, one more inhale. On the exhale, remove the strap. Left leg can go long. Let's just do a few rounds of breath here. Let your body absorb that. Good. Now knees are going to come into chest. Hands are going to go behind knees. And you're going to rock and roll the length of your spine a few times. Just enough to gain enough momentum to come up into a seat. From your seat, we're going to make our way to hands and knees for tabletop. However you're comfortable doing so. And then in tabletop, think about creating a neutral spine. Stack your shoulders over your wrist, your hips over your knees. Your next inhale is cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. Your next exhale is cat pose. Round your spine, take your gaze down. Good, let's do another like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to cat. Good, now take these movements on your own breath. Even if you'd like to stay a bit longer in one of the poses, feel free to do that, especially if it gives your spine a nice stretch. Try to make the movement slow and articulated, linked with your breath. And you can stay with the cat-cow breath, or you can take other movements. Sometimes it feels nice to circle the hips or to look over the shoulders, but the point is that there's no right or wrong. Just go where your body wants to go. If you find a tight spot, maybe stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. Good. Now come on back to center, and we're going to take a child's pose. So big toes touch, knees go wide. Send the hips toward the heels. The forehead's going to rest down to the mat, to one of your props. Or you can do what I like to do. Make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead there. So consider this pose your home base. What that means to you is that this pose is available to you the whole time that we practice. So if you become fatigued or lose your breath, if I call it a pose and it's not working in your body this evening, know that you can take child's pose to any posture to reground and to reconnect. And take one more deep breath here. Fill your lungs, the back of your heart with air, and then open up your mouth and sigh all of your air out. All right, we're going to come back to hands and knees. I want you to take the right leg long, the toes stay curled, and you're going to shift back and forth a few times. Good. And then we're going to, just to add a little movement to this, we'll take the right leg over to the left, tap the big toe down, look over the left shoulder for an inhale, and then on the exhale, bring it back to center and tap down. So inhale over, look over the shoulder. Exhale back to center. We'll do one more. Exhale, back to center. Good. Right knee comes down, left leg goes long, toes stay curled. Shift back and forth a few times. And then we'll add that movement again. Inhale, take your leg over to the right, tap your big toe down, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, come back to center and tap it down. Do it again. Inhale, over to the right, looking over the right shoulder and pause. Exhale, back to center, tap down. We'll do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now, left knee comes down. Do a round of your cat-cow. Just kind of let that go. And then sit back onto your heels and give your wrists a little roll. Just to warm them up, a lot of weight bearing on them, right? That's good. Come on back to center. We're going to find our first downward facing dog. So curl your toes, send your hips high, and press your thighs back. It might feel nice to ease into the first one with movement. So if you want to walk your dog or sway your hips, and really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times. Shake it no. Allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Good. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high and back. On your exhale, bring your knee into your chest, look forward. Bring your right foot to your right limb for a lunge, and then back knee comes down, back foot's flat. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead for a low lunge. And then exhale, sweep your hands down and reframe your front foot. You'll curl your left toes and lift up to a lunge, and then send the right leg to plank. We're going to pause here. Good. Press the heels away from you as you reach the crown of your head forward. Take an inhale, shift slightly forward on your toes. On your exhale, we're coming down to the mat. You can always bring your knees down first. Everything comes down. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale to a baby cobra. Lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back. Little to no weight in the hands. Exhale, come down. Press up through hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. And then inhale and reach the left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up to your low lunge. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your front foot. Curl your right toes, lift up to lunge, plant your hands and send the left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, knees lifted or lowered, you choose. Inhale to a cobra pose. Press down into the tops of your feet. Like a wave, lift your chest. Loop your shoulders at the top. Exhale, come down. You can find your downward facing dog through plank or tabletop. You choose. Now we're just going to keep on adding to that. Inhale and reach right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up to your low lunge. On your exhale, we're going to take an open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. So shine your heart to the right side of your mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Lift your left leg to lunge, shoot your right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. You choose. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Inhale and lift, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale to that open twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Shine your chest to the left side of your mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Good. Curl your right toes, lift up, lunge. Plant your hands and send the left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, your back bend, offer your heart. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe, right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale to your open twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, spread your fingers wide to engage your arms, so no spaghetti arms. Let's really extend. And then exhale, right hand to the back of your left hip. Left arm's going to go up and maybe over the ear like so. Inhale, right hand up to meet left. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Curl your left toes, lift up, lunge. Shoot the right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot, left thumb lunge. Good. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale to that open twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, spread your fingers wide, engage your arms. And then exhale, you're going to take the left hand to the back of the right hip. Right arm's going to go up and maybe over the ear. Good. Inhale, left hand up to meet right. And then exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Good. Lift your right leg to lunge, shoot your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands come to shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, your arms up and overhead. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Good. Now, for the next one, I'm just going to shift my mat a little bit here. I want you to bring your feet wide to the edge of the mat, and the toes are going to turn out as your heels turn in. You'll sit down into your hips and bring your hands down to the mat like you're a frog about ready to hop off. And then just take little movements here, swaying side to side, kind of checking how the hips and low back are doing. Just kind of easing in, taking notice of what's happening in the low body. Good. Now we're going to come back to center and take a yogi squat. You can use a prop underneath your sitting bones, especially if your hips feel tight tonight, just like that, and on any height. Okay? And then you'll bring the palms of your hands together. Thumbs are going to come to your sternum. Elbows are gently going to press your legs open. And then you want some length in your spine. So press the sitting bones down. Reach the crown of your head up. You'll start to feel that gentle opening to maybe the outside of your hips, your glute muscles, maybe even your inner legs. Now plant the left hand down, twist the right arm open. And then come back to center. Plant the right hand down, twist the left arm open. And then come back to center. Plant your hands down to the mat and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Walk the feet in to hip-width distance apart and plant the prop over to the side. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. So you're coming back to that tabletop flat back. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Good. Plant your palms, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale and reach right leg high and back. Exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. So it might feel nice here to circle your ankle or maybe even circle your knee. If you prefer stillness, let the right heel get heavy towards the left side of the mat, and you'll feel your right hip fan open. Good. Now re-square your hips. Bring your knee into your chest. Look forward. Bring your right foot between your thumbs. The back heel's going to drop. And then inhale, the left arm's going to guide you up to a warrior two. On the exhale, you're going to adjust the stance. See if you can bring your front thigh more parallel to the mat. Now let your tailbone get heavy. Reach your fingers so far away from you, it feels like your arms could grow another inch. Keep the length in your arms. Relax your shoulders down your back. Good. Now look forward. Inhale, flip your palm, reverse your warrior. Right arm up and over your ear. Back hand can rest lightly on back leg. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg, bring your back heel in, just a click. Start to reach forward slow. When you can't reach anymore, we're taking triangle pose. Bottom hand comes down, top arm twists open. Now this is a great place to use a block or prop to the outside of that front foot, just to bring the floor closer to you. Even though you're using a block, there's still work to be done. You need to press down firmly into the big toe of your front foot and then press down firmly into the heel of your back foot so that your legs stay engaged. Gaze can be up if you want to work on your balance. If your neck feels a little tweaky, take the gaze down, which is what I'm doing tonight. Good, take one more inhale. And then exhale, we're coming back up, warrior two. Good, bring your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg. And then all 10 toes are gonna point towards the camera. Tee out your arms. Bring your feet underneath your wrists. Inhale, press down into your feet, and then exhale. Hinge forward at the hips and fold. Now, you can use a prop underneath your hands as well if you would like. And then you're going to shift all of your weight to the ball bounds of your feet. This is going to send your tailbone high. There's a slight micro bend to your knees. You don't want to hyperextend. And the crown of the head is heavy. Inhale, come up halfway to a flat back. And then you're going to walk your fingertips to the top of the mat and pivot your foot until you're in your lunge. Plant your hands and send the right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe left leg high and back. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. So this time, you're stacking the left hip. If you want movement, take it. If you prefer stillness, find it. Re-square hips, bring knee into chest, look forward. Bring left foot between your thumbs, back heel drops. Inhale, the right arm guides you up to a warrior two. Now, I'm going to turn around so you can still see me. You stay where you are. Exhale, adjust the stance. Front thigh more parallel to the mat, tailbone heavy. Fingers reach away. Shoulder blades move down your back. Good, look forward, inhale and reverse. Left arm up and over your ear. And then exhale, come back, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, bring your back heel in a click. Start to reach forward slowly. When you can't reach anymore, bottom hand down, top arm open. Remember, you can use a prop underneath your bottom hand. Good. So you want to press down firmly into your feet. So firmly that it feels like you might bring your front heel and your back arch together. But your feet aren't going to move because you're on a sticky mat. Good. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, let's come back up, warrior two. Good. Hands to hips, straighten the front leg. All 10 toes to me. And then you're going to shorten your stance by a footprint. Heels and toes out, sit down into the hips. Hands can rest on the tops of the legs. Just sway side to side here. Ease into this one. Use the movement to check in with how your hips and your low back are doing. Every day is different just based on what you did the day before. Good, now come back to center. Let the tailbone get heavy as you reach the crown of your head up. Take a nice deep breath in. And then on the exhale, dip the right shoulder forward, gaze to the left. Come back to center on the inhale. Exhale, dip the left shoulder forward, gaze to the right. Good. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Tailbone's going to get heavy. Slowly straighten the legs and stand up. Good. Now, point the toes forward again. And you can step or hop the feet in. Good. Give yourself a little shake. And then we're going to meet at the top of the mat. So for this one, feet are hip-width distance apart. I want you to interlace your fingers at the small of your back. And this is where you can use your prop again. The shoulders are tight. You'll take your prop like so with the thumbs out so that you have a little bit more support here. May allow you to come a bit deeper. Or you're going to interlace your fingers at the small of your back. Inhale, pull down the knuckles, let the chest lift. exhale, soft bend to the knees as you fold over your legs. And as soon as the head drops, lift your hands up off the small of your back. Good. Now, can you bend your left knee so much that your torso rests on your left leg? Then take an inhale. Straighten your arms out a bit more. On the exhale, turn your chest to the right and pull your knuckles to the left. Come back to center. Now bend your right knee so much that your torso rests on your right leg. Inhale, find length in your arms. Exhale, shine your heart to the left, your knuckles to the right. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Release the fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Find length. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale. Let it go. Good. Come on down to hands and knees. All right. So we're going to stretch the front of the legs and the front of the hips. So the quadriceps and the hip flexors. This is a tough area to target, okay? So I want you to know your options. So your first option would be to come and lie down onto your left side. You'll bend the right knee and just reach over and take hold of it, okay? So that's your option one. Option two. You're going to keep the right knee bended as you bring the left foot forward with the left knee bent. So the right knee's bent forward like so, okay? And then from here, you can deepen. Maybe from here, you press down into your hands and lift your hips to get a little bit more of a stretch. Maybe instead of that, you drop the hips down and you come down to the forearms. Maybe you come all the way down to the floor. I'm one of the weird people that really like this pose, but it's a hard pose to do. So obviously listen to your body. Stay up on your forearms or lift your hips to get that stretch, or come to your left side, bend the right knee and pull your foot in that way. Take one more deep breath here. Fill up. And then on the exhale, if your hips are lifted, lower them down. Straighten both legs. Give them a little shake. If you decided to come onto your left side, now you're going to come onto your right side. Bend the left knee behind you. Or you're going to bend the left knee behind you. And the right knee is going to bend, but bring the right foot flat. And then you just take it to the degree that you need to take it. Right here is perfect. Maybe you lift up your hips a little bit. Maybe you come down to your forearms. Maybe you come all the way down. So you're just going to choose. On this side, for me, it really feels fine to just hang out on my forearms. So that's what I'm going to do. Figure out where the sensation builds, where it's the strongest in this posture. And then try to send breath there, just to soften it a little bit, just to soften that edge. All right, take an inhale. On the exhale, if the hips are lifted, bring them down. If you're on your forearms, come back up. And then you're going to come to a seat and give your legs a little shake. So if you're on your side, go ahead, come to your seat, give your legs a little shake. And once again, I have to move my mat away from the wall. There we go. Good. All right. So for the next one, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open wide. Bring your hands to wherever they're comfortable. So that could be shins, ankles, maybe around the soles of the feet. I like to take my peace fingers and circle grip my big toes. We're going to take a seated cat-cow. So on your inhale, shift your chest forward, gaze goes up, your throat is open. And then exhale, round your spine and take your chin down. Good, let's do that again. Inhale. This is your cow pose. Exhale. This is your cat. All right, let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now, when you come back to center, we're going to take a forward fold. And I just wanted to show you how you can use props to support you here. So you can take blocks or pillows, kind of wedge them to the arches of your feet on any height that you need, so that if you have low backs, tight low back and hips, when you lean forward on this one, it's like you're giving your forehead a place to rest. Okay, so that's probably your most basic and like number one level of that posture. A number two level, or maybe just cranking it up a little bit, just bring the block, one block behind your heels. And the premise is the same. You hinge forward and just bring your forehead someplace to rest, okay? Option 3 would be not using any props at all. And then with a flat back, slowly hinging forward. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you pick, the first option, the second option, or the third option. But once you get into the fold, let your spine round a little bit. And then if you want to deepen, you can walk your fingertips away from you. And as your spine rounds a little bit, just notice, where are you holding your stress? Is it the back of your neck or the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips that are feeling tight this evening. So send your breath there. What can you soften? What can you let go of? Take one more deep breath here. And then on the exhale, walk the fingertips back, lift up the chest, close up the legs, give them a little shake. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper your knees back and forth, just to kind of give that a little release. Very nice release for your low back and your hips. Good. Now, good news is we're coming down to the floor from here. And just make sure that you have your blocks handy here. So before you even come down, just get them set up. Bring your blocks kind of to the middle of the mat where your knees are going to be when you come to lie down. And then when you come all the way down, take a good morning stretch. Reach through the fingertips, reach the toes, circle out your wrists, and circle out your ankles. Just find some length here. Good. And then you bring your hands down by your side. You're going to bend your knees, bring your feet flat. And then soles of the feet together, knees fall open. You've got props here to place underneath your knees if your hips and low back are feeling tight. If they're not, no problem. Scoot them over to the side. You can really rest your hands wherever you're comfortable here. I'm a fan of bringing hands to belly, right below belly button, because sometimes it's just easier to stay connected to your breath if you can feel it. So you might notice that when you inhale, your belly rises underneath your hands. And when you exhale, your belly lowers and moves away from your hands. So just let that be something you can attach your mind to. The immediacy of the breath, the presence of the breath. Your inhales, your exhales. And it's okay if your mind wanders, of course. Let it wander. But then always come back to that breath. Let it be your home base, like child's pose is a home base. Always there for you and to support you, to reconnect you. You can keep your hands where they are. If you want to stretch the side of your body, you can reach your arms up and overhead, and then your hands will grab for opposite elbows. If this doesn't feel great on your shoulder joints, just bring your hands back down. If you are reaching for opposite elbows, instead of breathing deep in your belly, think about starting to send the breath to your rib cage. Make those intercostal muscles work for you. Those are the muscles that wrap around your rib cage. And when they become stronger, you breathe more efficiently. Now take your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close those knees together. You'll keep the knees bent and the feet on the floor, but you're going to walk the feet wide to the edge of your mat and knock your knees together. Hands can rest wherever they're comfortable for this one as well. What we're doing here, we're just moving the hips in the opposite direction. Feel your feet press down into the floor as your legs move in towards each other. And try to stay connected to breath. All right, now just drop the knees over to the left. Bring the arms out to the side like a T. Gaze will start up at the ceiling where it can stay. But if it's okay on your neck, take your gaze away from your knees towards your right thumb. Then take an inhale. Exhale the knees through center, drop them over to the right. Take your gaze where your neck feels best. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, bring your knees through center, and then you can walk your feet to hip width distance again. Hug the knees into the chest. Sway from side to side here. You can stay with knees to chest, or you can take a full happy baby. So grabbing for the sides of the feet with the hands, and then pull your hips down in the direction of the floor. Okay, if this doesn't feel good on the low back, keep the knees into chest. And if you took happy baby, you can still add movement. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you straighten your legs back and forth. Just be playful here. Let your low back get a little release. Good. Now you're just going to come on back to center and release what you're holding on to, either your knees or your feet. Let the legs go long and set it for our final posture, our rest pose. Now, if it's more forgiving on low back, again, you can rebend the knees, bring the feet flat. Hands rest where they're comfortable. Breath is natural and spontaneous. And then take a moment to feel how your mat and the floor supports you. The back of your head, the base of your skull gently presses down into the mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. Feel your heels press down into the floor. You are supported. What can you soften? What can you let go of? If you have more time to devote to this pose, I highly recommend another 5 to 10 minutes. But if you're ready to come out, wiggle fingers and toes, sway head from side to side. Roll over to your left or your right side and just pause there briefly. Use the strength of your top arm to come up to a seat. As you come up to seated, palms of the hands together, press your thumbs into your sternum. Feel your heart beat underneath your thumbs. I just want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope to see you again next week. Take care.